In this week's episode of Working with Evernote, it's all about the top 5 questions that I am constantly asked about Evernote. Hello and welcome to another edition of Working with Evernote. My name is Pullein, and in this week's episode I'm going to answer the 5 most commonly asked questions I get about Evernote. Plus, I'm going to answer the big question that everyone seems to ask these days, but I'm saving that one right to the end. Now, before we go into Evernote and I start answering these questions, I would just like to say, if you do get any value from this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit that little like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you want to get all this valuable information, then just hit that subscribe button and you'll get updated whenever you go into your YouTube channel. Okay, let's go straight into Evernote now and I'll start answering the questions. Right, so first question that I get asked a lot, which is how do you stack notebooks? Now, stacking notebooks essentially means what I've done here. So I can open and close that. So I've got 2019 active. All these are stacks. Now, how do you create a stack? That's actually quite simple. You just need to create a 1 or 2 projects. So I click on here and I can go into here, and it will add to stack, and you can just add that to whichever stack you want, or you can create a new stack by clicking on there. So that's how essentially you can add stacks. But how do you create a stack? How do you add a project to a stack? Well, let's just set up a new notebook. So I'm going to call this sample, and I'm going to call that a private notebook, and I'm going to create it. So now I've got a sample here. All I have to do once I've created the project is all I need to do is just drag it in. As you can see, what I'm doing here, I can drag it in here and just drop, and it adds to my plans stack. So now I've got the sample project in there. So that's cool. That's how you basically set up your stacks. So fairly straightforward, fairly simple. So remember, to create a stack, you can just go into any unstacked project, notebook I should say, add to stack, and at the bottom there you've got create new stack or new stack, and then you can just create the new stack. So there you go. That's the first question. Okay, so this one is a question that I get asked a lot, and I have to be honest that a good friend of mine, Tony, gave me this hint, and I only recently learnt it myself. Now, if you look along the top line here of your keyboard, you'll see that you have various formatting options like bold, italic, underline, etc. Checkbox, numbers, and bullet points. You can do cross through and you can do highlighting, but that's it. And even if you click on here, there's nothing much else you can do. You can't add in the separator. So how do you add in the separator? Well, it's actually quite simple. All you need to do is click on the stars and click 3 stars, 1, 2, 3, and hit return, and boom, you've got your separator. So there you go. It's one of those features that I really like a lot, and I do use a lot, strangely enough. And I'm always adding them in on my desktop, but until recently I only just learnt that one myself. So there you go. It's just the 3 stars. So if I hit there, you go into the mathematical menu, if you like, hit the 3 stars, 1, 2, 3, and return, boom, and you've got your separator. Next question that I have is, how do you set up a default notebook in the web clipper? Right, well, here we got the Armin van Buuren, Sunnery James, and Ryan Marciano at High Ibiza this summer. And what I can do here is, if I go to the web clipper, which I've got up here, click on that, and you get the web clipper. Now I'm going to go for the full page on here, so we got that. But if you go down to the bottom, you'll see down here you've got options. Click on that, and that's going to open up your options for the web clipper. And what you really want to do is always start in. Now, for me, it's always going to start in the inbox. For you, it might be a little bit different. That's entirely up to you. But you can click on the down arrow and you can get all your notebooks there, and you can create web clipper to go into anything. So for, let's say, for example, use the web clipper for reading articles, then you can have a read review notebook and you can just automatically send them there. So that's one way of doing it. You can also add tags if you wish. I don't. I just want this to start off with as much information as possible going into my inbox. When I process my inbox, that's when I can make decisions about what I want to do with it. So there you go. That's how you set up. You just go to the options at the bottom of the web clipper, and that will give you all the options that you need to create whatever you want to create, or however your web clipper will work. Next up is, where do I find my Evernote email address? Now, this is the email address you use to send emails or other documentations, or forward other documentations to your Todoist, to your Evernote. Well, this one is the weird one, to be honest, because I would have thought that if you go into Evernote, you can go into preferences or account information, it would give you it there. To me, that's where it logically should be. But let's be honest, at the moment, Evernote is not the most logical application around. What you have to do is you have to go into the help, strangely enough, go to your account settings. Now, what this will do is this will open up a web account and ask you to sign in. And you will find your Evernote email address at the bottom down here. Email notes tool. Now you can reset this, you can set this up as much as you like, but that's your private personal email address that you can use to get your notes into Evernote. Next up is, how do I set up the quick entry? Now, before we move on, I'll show you this. The quick entry basically is like a little, I call it Evernote's little helper. If you see up here on my menu item, I've got a quick one. I can add a task directly from here, save into Evernote. I can actually drop images, PDF documents, whatever I want onto that icon, and it will automatically go into my Evernote account. Now you can set it up here with the gear icon. You can click on that and it will give you you can actually give you various options that you want there. You can go to clipping preferences and it's going to take me into here. So this is not actually the way that you want it, because this is actually the web clipper. Again, one of those idiosyncrasies of Evernote that really gets to me. What I really want is the quick note, and I've got here Shift Command E. That's mine. You can record whatever one you want. This is the Shift Command E. So essentially all I have to do is Shift Command E on my desktop. That's going to bring up this little box, and I can quickly add a note. I can drop images into there. I can do whatever I want, and then click here to save to Evernote, and boom, off it goes. And that's the one that I use a lot during the day when I'm doing my work. Finally, the question I get, and this is like a bonus question: will Evernote be around in a year's time? Well, my answer to you on any of these questions is, of course it will be. Evernote is going through a few transitions at the moment. They have a new CEO that started at the end of last year, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Now, if you're curious about what's going on with Evernote at the moment, on the Evernote YouTube channel, and I'll put a link in the notes of this video so you can go and check it out, Evernote are doing interviews with team members to say what they're working on and what new stuff is coming. Now, there's no date on when this is coming, and it's probably quite a few months away, but there is a lot of exciting stuff coming. And we must remember that Evernote is in profit. They make a profit every year. It's not like they're losing money or they're relying on investors' money. There's a lot of rumors around at the end of last year about what's going on with Evernote, but the truth is, Evernote is solid. The team is fantastic. Sure, we'd love to see some updates, but the problem with updates is that's just adding more complexity. For me, Evernote does the job it's supposed to do, which is collects and corrals my notes, and I know where they are, I know how to find them, and I just don't have a problem with that. More features is just going to give me more complexity, and obviously when you have more features, there's just a lot more to go wrong. Keep it simple, please, guys. That's the secret to anything that works well. Okay, well, hopefully that's answered all the questions that I keep getting asked, and I thought I'd just put it all together in one video so that I can help all those people who keep asking the questions, and I can always now refer them to this video every time I get asked these questions. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now, have I got something special to tell you about? The Time and Life Mastery version 3 course has launched. Now, this course is transformative. It will transform your life. If you find that your life is drifting from one day to the next and that you feel that you're not actually achieving your goals, then this course is going to show you how to change that. It's going to show you how to identify what is truly important to you. It's going to show you how to find what it is you want out of life, and then show you the steps that you need to take in order to get there. This course is amazing. The feedback I've got from versions 1 and version 2 have just been tremendous. It has helped so many people, and I want this opportunity to tell you that it can do the same for you. I hope you will take a look at the course, have a go, take the course, and start transforming your life today. This course will do that for you. Take a look, get yourself enrolled, and hopefully I'll see you in the course.